Everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you once again for joining me for tea time. Today we have a little bit of misty morning, and that is it. So good. You have that bergamot in there, a little bit of zing from some peppermint. Misty morning. Love it. So guys, I hope you're hanging out with me with your cup of tea, or maybe a cup of me. Cup of Joe. Something like that. Maybe something harder. Maybe some whiskey or some rum, or I don't know. But maybe not here because it is still morning. Yeah, I don't know. Some people drink it anyway. So, anyways, guys, I want to say that today is going to be about Canon. And where are they going? It seems like Canon is doing exceptionally well, better than most. And I want to talk to you guys about it a little bit and try figuring out, is it true? Is it not? I'm commenting on a couple of articles I read on DP, on Canon Rumors and whatnot. They basically quoted the Nikkei blog, and I wanted to go into it a little bit. They indicated that Canon is doing absolutely fantastic and that their fiscal year ending in 2020 has exceeded their expectations, even though we had this virus going on for the entire year. How is that possible, right, guys? I want to dig a little bit deeper into it because a lot of times these blogs will go and quote a Japanese site, use Google Translate, and then later on, it just doesn't work. And this might be the case here too. Does that mean that Canon is not exceeding expectations, or they are? We'll get into that a little bit more, but I want to dig a little bit deeper than that superficial cut and paste thing that we see happening all too often. Anyways, before I get into it, I want to say that if you haven't downloaded my ebook as of yet, go download it. It's free. 10 tips at making tack sharp images. 10 tips. Doesn't matter if you are an amateur or a pro-am or a professional, you're going to get something out of it no matter what, okay? Go download it. It's been around for a couple of years. Tens of thousands of photographers, videographers, tech heads have downloaded it with great reviews, okay? There's a lot of good stuff in there, and it's free. Go over to JCristina.com/ebook. Once again, JCristina.com/ebook. Download it. Anyways, getting back into it, Canon. So the headline was, Canon has exceeded its sales projections for fiscal year 2020. And while that sounds all good, all right, we don't know if it's 100% true. So let me just read a little bit of what they write here. It says, it looks like there is some good news coming out of the camera industry during the pandemic. Canon has exceeded their sales projections for the 2020 fiscal year on the backs of the Canon EOS R6 and the R5. Sales for both cameras have exceeded expectations, especially in China. Now that seems to be valid. Now, where it starts going south is where they quote. Now, this quote is right out of the website. Let me go and flip my screen over so you can see what we're talking about here. Let me move my face over to the side so you can read this. It says, in the manufacturing industry, earnings forecasts have been revised upward one after another. Canon announced on the 14th that it will raise its consolidated net income for the fiscal year ending December 2020 due to strong sales of digital cameras in China. The background is the economic recovery in China, and there is a difference between non-manufacturing industry whose business performance is declining due to the re-expansion of the new coronavirus infection and the recovery. They continue by saying, Canon's consolidated net income, now this is where it goes south, guys. This is where it goes south. Canon's consolidated net income for the fiscal year ending December 2008 will decrease 36% from the previous fiscal year to 80 billion yen, which is 28 billion yen higher than the previous forecast. That all doesn't make much of any sense. They continue by saying the new full-frame mirrorless cameras are performing well in the Chinese market. Ink sales for home printers also increased due to the expansion of telecommuting. Now, if we take a look at this, let's go over to the website itself. And this is where they're getting this information from. This is Nikkei. Their website, Nikkei.com. If you guys want to go there, maybe I'll put a link. If not, you can kind of look up here and type it in. Let me close this little ad for Toshiba. So this is what they were quoting. Now, what they most likely did is they came up to the top, they did a Google Translate, translated to English, And there we go. Now, when we translate it, what does it say? It says manufacturing industry. Earnings upward revision, one after another. Canon is outperforming digital cameras. Recovery for China, clearly different from the non-manufacturing industry. So in a whole, we're understanding that this is a upward revision and not a downward revision. The problem is in the quote and what this translation says. When you read it, it seems like it's doing worse, but then in context, it's doing better. Which one is it? Now, before we get into it, I want to say that if anyone knows how to translate Japanese, let me go ahead and do this before we even go any further. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to put this translation back to Japanese. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to highlight what we're looking at that we need to figure out. This is it right here. Okay. If I take that and I copy and paste it, let me open up Google Translate. Here we go. And I copy paste it, translate it into here. Now we see the translation is exactly what we're seeing on the other page, but it doesn't make sense. Okay. I do understand that some of these characters, even though they mean what they mean, when they get put together is where there's a problem. And there's an issue throughout this entire document that seems to be having this problem. Now, I could be 100% wrong. Let me know, but that's what it looks like to me. But we want to get down to the bottom of it because the question is, are they actually doing better or are they not? Now, so let's come down to the problem area, and that is this area right here where we don't really know what it's saying so well. So what it says here, once again, is Canon's consolidated net income for the fiscal year ending in December 2008 will decrease 36% from the previous fiscal year to 80 billion yen, which is 28 billion yen higher than the previous forecast. So it's saying it's decreasing, but it's higher. All right, which doesn't make sense. But if we think about the 36% and that 28 billion increase, that means that what we were at before was right around, I think, 50 billion yen. That makes sense. Because if you take 51 billion yen, all right, and you add 36 instead of decrease, you add 36%, you end up with 80 billion yen. All right, so trying to drill down a little bit, I think what is happening here, and let me go and switch back over into Japanese, and you let me know what you think, because I think that it's very important that a lot of times we see a lot of these vlogs, they'll copy paste stuff, and then later on it's like, well, which one is it? You know, is it positive? Is it negative? So once again, this is the area right here. And we can see we have the 12, 20. If we go and translate this, right, the 12, and we go and take a look at this alone, we can see that's 20 years, 12, all right? And if we take a look at this area right in here, and this is where I think the problem lies, copy paste that in there, we see 36% decrease from the previous term to 80 billion yen. That's a 36% decrease when they're saying there is an increase. So it doesn't make sense, because then later on in the document itself, over here, it is saying that there is an increase of 28 billion yen. So let me go and put the whole thing in here. And there's your translation. And once again, it's saying right here that it is a 28 billion yen higher than previous forecast. So the reason I'm saying that I think that this is just kind of a Google Translate problem or error, and that yes, Canon is doing better, is because the entire thought process of this article is higher. The industry is doing better when it comes to manufacturing, but not in other segments or sectors. Now, as we can see here down at the end of the article, it says, on the other hand, in the non-manufacturing industry, recovery delays are noticeable in restaurants, retail stores, and entertainment services. The second state of emergency has led to widespread refrain from going out, and consumer sentiment has deteriorated, making it difficult to predict the future. So this would be the negative side of it. Now we're seeing that manufacturing, semiconductors, all kinds of manufacturing as a whole is actually doing well right now. They are doing really well, especially on the Canon side. Why is that? Well, the EOS R5 and the EOS R6 sold much better than what was originally thought. when I saw those cameras come out myself, I said, wow, they're really quite good, but the prices are really expensive. And we're currently in this pandemic and people are not working as they were once. Are they going to spend that money? $3,000, $4,000, $4,500, whatever. I'm talking about a lot of money. And the answer is yes, guys, they are, right? They're even seeing an increase when it comes to ink sales just because people are staying home and telecommuting and they need to print stuff. Okay. So once again, manufacturing is doing really well, whereas they originally thought that it wouldn't be doing well and they had to increase their numbers substantially. You're looking at 36% higher than what was originally thought that they were going to be doing. So seeing that this is most likely the case, once again, if you read Japanese, I want you to tell me, is this right or is it wrong? Where is this translation going south? We had it up on the screen. Do a quick translation on it for yourself. I'll also put a link to the Nikkei report in here. You can do the lookup on the actual Japanese side and the American or English side when Google does the translate. Let me know. Do I have this upside down or do I have it right side up, right? Where do we stand with this? So as of right now, it seems to be a big increase, a 28 billion yen increase for the fiscal year ending 12/20, right? December 2020, which is an amazing thing. Now, the question that I have also is, if this is the case, which it seems to be, and manufacturing is doing really well, does that mean that Sony and Nikon and Fujifilm and Panasonic and everyone else is going to see that increase? That's what I want to know. So are we not as deep in the doldrums, down in the doldrums as we think we are? And as we get the numbers, or as they get the numbers, we will see maybe not as bad of a 2020 as what was expected. All right. What do you think? Do you think that these numbers are going to be, let's say, equal to what Sony sales were for 2020 or not? Or do you think that Canon just blew it out of the water with their Canon EOS R5 and R6 that just crushed everything? You know, where do you stand? I want to know your thoughts on it. Once again, I want to say that when we read these articles, okay, and we see a lot of the articles come in through Japanese websites, Chinese websites, wherever, and we do these translations on them, we have to always take everything with a grain of salt, because when the translations happen, okay, they're not word for word translations, and Google tries to do translations based on context as well as word for word. If you actually did a translation word for word, in English, you would not know what the hell it says, okay? So Google is trying to do it with not only concept, but through what is the thought process in that specific set paragraph, okay? Context, contextual, which doesn't always work either. And I think when it comes to numbers like this, and when they're putting these numbers of the 14th day and December 2020, and then they're putting numbers like this ending FY 12/20 and all of this stuff, I think it confuses it and it doesn't know exactly what to do. There's no reason to have any information about December 2008 in this article at all. That's my opinion. I don't know. I could be wrong. But for what I'm seeing here, there should be absolutely no indication, no information, or no substance that deals with December 2008, literally almost 13 years ago, okay, 12 plus years ago. It just doesn't make sense, all right? But once again, you do the translations, you let me know what you think. And also, let's always take all of this stuff with a grain of salt. I give you all the facts that I can. I give you reads based on what I'm reading, but once again, we have to always look at these reads and say, is it really what is meant or is it not? So anyways, guys, a little short one. Boiling it all down, it seems that Canon is doing really well, better than what they expected and better than what I personally expected. Are the rest of the companies doing the same? I don't know. What do you think? I'm eager to see some of these numbers come out. So anyways, guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel as of yet, please subscribe if you like the content. Also, if you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. That will be helpful, and click the bell icon right over here. So when I go live or when I come out with a new video, you'll be notified of it immediately. Also, if you want to have these discussions down here in the comment area, let's do it. But after, head over to our creative Discord server over at community.JCristina.com. Once again, community.JCristina.com. Awesome creative Discord server. There is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videographers, photographers, tech heads, all having conversations on multiple topics, a ton of different topics. So go ahead over there, check it out. You'll get a lot of great information over there. And also the people are just like on this channel, no trolls. So if you ask a question, don't be embarrassed. Put the question out there and you're going to get a really good answer from brilliant people pretty quickly also. So check it out. Definitely worth going over to community.jcristina.com. Also, if you want to contribute to the channel in 2021, click the little join button down there. Become a member. It's like $1, $2, $5, whatever you want to contribute, and then you become a member. I get to give you perks and all this kind of stuff. So a lot of you have been asking how you can contribute to the channel. That is the easiest way. I don't want to throw up a PayPal link or something, say throw me a couple of bucks. I want to always give back. I have a hard time just saying throw me some money. It just makes me crazy. Anyways, if you want to, once again, click the join button if you so desire. And lastly, if you haven't went over to my website, go check it out over at JCristina.com, where you can find all the photography tools that I've invented for you and me over the years. And hopefully there's something there that you might like. And if there is, please pick it up and support me and my family. And also, as a subscriber, use promo code YT20 at checkout. Once again, YT20 at checkout, and you will get 20% off everything in your shopping cart. Not one thing, everything. So that's it, guys. Many blessings to each and every one of you. Stay safe and stay healthy.